Now that we have our ceilings in place, we need to start thinking about what kind of light fixtures might hang on them. In this example, we're going to be working primarily with two different kinds of light fixtures. Both of them are going to be mounted to our ceilings. Now, it's always important to remember if you're going to be dealing with a ceiling-mounted light fixture, that you do in fact need to have a ceiling in place. If you don't have a ceiling in place, the ceiling-mounted light fixture won't have anything to hold on to. If you've been working through these videos, you'll know that when we try to place doors and windows into walls, it gave us a little circle with a line through it saying that you can't place it. Well, you can run into those same errors if you're trying to place a ceiling light fixture into a space that doesn't currently have a ceiling in it. So you always need to be careful of those sorts of things. In this case, we happen to have ceilings showing up here, and those ceilings aren't going to show inside of a first floor plan, but those ceilings are in our first floor ceiling plan. So let's go ahead and start to place those lights in here in our kitchen area. I'm going to come up here to the components, and underneath components we'll find all of our different kinds of light fixtures, including this downlight recessed can. And this is the one that I want to be able to place. So go ahead and select on that. You will notice that there are a variety of other sizes, but we just want this 8-inch one for right now. I'm going to come in here, and we're going to place the first can light inside the kitchen area. I'm going to place it roughly right here. It doesn't have to be in this exact location, but as long as it's in this general area, we should be just fine. I really like to use the copy command after the first one has been placed, so that's what I'm going to do. Select on that light fixture, come up to copy, pick a base point, and now we're going to copy this over 3 foot 6 inches to our left. So 3 foot 6, and we're going to keep doing this. 3 foot 6, 3 foot 6. Now that we have all these in place, we can window around them, select the copy command, pick a base point, and come straight down 4 feet. We now have 8 lights inside of our kitchen area. I'd like these to be centered just a little bit better, so I'm going to move my mouse to the outside of my building, click and hold my mouse button down, and window around these objects. Next, I'm going to use the nudge command, which are the arrow keys on your keyboard, in order to be able to just nudge these up so that they're better centered inside of the room. 8 lights should be enough to light up this space fairly effectively. Actually, I have this same arrangement in my own kitchen, and it lights it up really nice. And I think that this should work out just fine for us. We'll be able to really test that theory a little bit later on when we decide to do the renderings of the inside of our space, including looking into our kitchen area. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to place some lights inside of our bathroom. I'm going to select on these lights, hit the copy command, and just copy these straight on down into our bathroom area. You can center these up any way that you wish by circling around them and using the nudge keys, which are the arrow keys on your keyboard, just like we did with these up above. Next, I'm going to select on another light, and I'm just going to put this one in the pantry area. So I'm going to use the copy command, and I'm going to select on it, and just use the nudge feature to just kind of nudge it over to it's roughly in the middle. After this, I think we need to put in some pendant lighting. I think there'll be a pendant light here in the dining room area, as well as a pendant light in our master bedroom area. Come up to Components, and let's start to look for our pendant lighting. Here we have our pendant lighting hemisphere. The first one I'd like to place, though, is going to be this 2 foot 3 inch length pendant light. It's going to be hanging down over most likely a dining room table, so do your best to try to get it centered in there. It doesn't have to be exact, but at least pretty close. And these temporary dimensions that'll show up will give you some idea that you're at least close with that. If you feel like adjusting it after the fact, you can, but for this example, I'm just going to try to get it in there and about where it needs to be. Now I'm going to place another one right here in the center, roughly where we're seeing this X showing up. Now this X is a room symbol. If you ever highlight over it or click on it, you'll be able to see this crossing pattern here. In this case, rooms almost always try to put their center directly in the middle of the space that they're filling up. This is almost X marks the spot for us as far as where this fixture needs to go. We're going to come up to Home, and we're going to pick on the Component tab. Once again, we're going to place one of these pendant light fixtures in. It's not going to be the 2 foot by 3 inch, but it's going to be the other one. It's a little bit longer. It's going to hang down, but that's going to work really well inside of this space with the coffered ceiling. I'm going to kind of eyeball it and get it close inside of there. I will point out that if I select on this, you can still see the properties of that fixture over here. It is trying to attach itself to the ceiling. The next thing that we want to do is we want to make an adjustment to it so that it's maybe right in the center of the room. So I'm just going to move my cursor around until I see this X coming through here. And actually that light fixture is really, really close. I just need to move it over just a touch. So I'm going to select on the light fixture and then use those little arrows on my keyboard again to just kind of move it over. And you can see that it's almost right on. And I'll just click it one more time to get it there right in the center of my room, or close enough to the center of my room that I can be happy with it. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go into the lower level and add some lights down there. So I'm going to go into my basement ceiling plan and zoom in on this area. Every place else, I'm just going to assume we're going to be installing some other types of lights. So in this area, it's going to be the only place that we're going to be installing in can lighting recessed into the ceiling. So I'm going to be using components one more time. Going to be coming back up here to select on the recessed can 8-inch. Next, I'm going to place this light right in this general area right here. Next, I'm going to select on it and use the copy command to be able to make multiple of these lights throughout the space. I'm going to click and move over 4 feet into this direction. Another 4 feet. Another 4 feet. And just one more to make sure the space gets lit up really well. Now that I have that spacing in place, I'm going to window around them, and I'm going to use the copy command. I'm going to pick a base point. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the lights, but I do like to always put it close to the objects I'm getting ready to copy. And I'm going to come straight down 2 feet, 6 inches. And we're going to do this 2 more times. 2 foot 6, 2 foot 6. Now between the big bank of windows out here in the front and all these individual light fixtures down here, this should be a very well lit space. Now that we've gotten through all this and have placed all these light fixtures in, I think you can see how easy it is to come in, place light fixtures. All you need to do is have a ceiling to attach them to.